Oh, you guys can all look at my beautiful sweater. That's nice.
Oh, do it tighter. Hey.
We are together today, which is a nice change.
A nice change.
Okay.
A rare thing, but nice.
All right, guys. Real quick.
Hey,
we are going to be talking today about
Magnesium.
Oh, well, you just gave it away.
Oh, shoot.
There was a bit.
I'm so bad.
I was going to tease it a little bit.
I'm going to get yelled at for that after. I am. Oh my goodness.
Anyways.
Okay, go ahead.
So, I don't even know what to do now.
We do tease.
We are going to be talking about a micronutrient that actually, if you're feeling like your energy levels are depleted, this could be part of the deficiency or the culprit behind why you're feeling like this. So, as we said,
so guess what it is?
Yeah. So we are going to be talking about magnesium today and how important it is. And a lot of women or a lot of health professionals, I guess, we name it like Momnesium as a joke because it's really this all-important nutrient that makes sure everything is working exactly the way it should, but gets zero credit. So that's the funny thing, right?
Yeah, that's the good part. Yeah.
So when we're talking about the difference between micronutrients and macronutrients, you guys have probably all heard of. They're your big protein, carbs, and fats. But micronutrients are actually needed in smaller amounts, but they help build and maintain body's health. So you need the micronutrients in order for everything to be working properly. So
does magnesium fall under micronutrients?
Oh, shut up. Okay, so magnesium. So we're going to talk about the outline for today, the uses in the body, so what we use magnesium for, why we're so deficient as a population of people, because we are very, and how to tell if you're deficient. And then lastly, some things that you can do in order to correct this deficiency. So to get started, why don't you, since you love magnesium so much.
Oh my gosh.
Why don't you talk about some of the uses in the body?
Some of the uses in the body?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, so magnesium is super abundant, and there's so many different types of magnesium. I know we just throw the word magnesium out there, but there's lots of different types, and they are used. We'll get to that a little bit in a little bit. Give
it away. You like to do that.
No, I'm going to wait now this time. But anyway, so many different types of magnesium operate in many different systems in your body. Would you say there's like over 300 reactions in the body, like energy production and different things that, sorry, now you made fun of me, so my brain is gone.
Sorry.
So one of the biggest things, what you hear in conjunction with, maybe not, but we talk a lot about vitamin D, and how important vitamin D is to get vitamin D, and people take the vitamin D supplements. But without magnesium and without a good supply of absorbable working in your body magnesium, the vitamin D isn't going to get absorbed if you're taking it externally, if you're taking it as a supplement. So that's kind of like the number one, I think one of the biggest things that magnesium does for you. But as far as some of the bigger things that people are surprised at, I think, and if I want to talk in diagnoses, restless leg, or people that have they feel like they can't sit still, their muscles are always twitching and moving and are uncomfortable, that could be a magnesium deficiency. Help me out here. Sorry.
No, it's fine. They're also blood sugar control.
Yes.
So blood sugar is extremely important. I've talked about it a lot on our Instagram. Blood sugar, what people don't realize is low blood sugar, high blood sugar is actually a physical stress on the body. And without magnesium, we can't properly regulate our blood sugar. So even if we're doing all the right things, if we're still deficient in this one particular micronutrient, we could still struggle with these dips in blood sugar and having that cortisol spike. So magnesium is responsible or aids a lot in our HPA axis, so our nervous system. So it helps to regulate the nervous system and heal the nervous system. So it is something that we desperately need. It is what we call like the chill pill for our stress response.
Right.
So
another thing is it's neuroprotective. I mean, so like things like the mommy brain fog, that kind of thing. Magnesium does protect that communication system that we have going on in our brain. It boosts it. It helps it operate effectively,
and it helps with cognitive function as well. There's actually a certain
Clearly, I should take some magnesium this morning, but
there's a certain type of magnesium that it's been showing in a lot of studies to help long-term memory and aid in like brain age reversal. So they're seeing right now that this particular type, it can actually reverse brain age by about 9 years. So magnesium is super important for brain function. A couple of other things, like we haven't said enough, but one of our biggest reasons in our practice that we use magnesium is it actually is associated with decreased depression. So it's a GABA modulator, which I don't know if anybody knows what that is, but it basically decreases anxiety. And there's a study out right now, where they tested deficiency in magnesium with people that are showing symptoms of depression, and found that 70% of those patients were deficient in magnesium. So it's a really interesting study, and we use it a lot with people that are experiencing, again, going back to the nervous system response and that chill pill, can use it a lot and have amazing results with depression and anxiety. So the last one.
Oh, pain.
Go ahead. Pain, yeah.
Pain, yeah. So it does have some properties that allows it to block pain receptors in certain types of pain specifically, and certain types of magnesium. As I said earlier, there are like a whole bunch of it, but it helps to increase the blood flow and get. Oh my goodness, my brain. Seriously, I do need some today. So anyway, it helps to get the blood flow going, which helps with inflammation, which can reduce your pain.
Yeah. So if you're thinking migraines, basically
that's a big one.
Yeah. So magnesium can help soothe migraines.
Yeah.
For long-term migraines. So so those are our big uses. Again, there's 300 different reactions in the body, and there's also multiple different types of magnesium that we can use for different things, which we'll get to later in the training, of some of the types and what you can use them for. But basically all this to say it's extremely important. It's one of our most important micronutrients, and it's actually one of the ones we're most deficient in as a country, as a population, which brings us to our next point. Why are we so deficient in magnesium? And the biggest reason for it, 61% of adults are,
excuse me, I'm sorry.
61% of adults are actually deficient in magnesium. And one of the reasons that we are is it's really hard to detect in testing. So if you're showing signs of magnesium deficiency, sometimes like your provider might do like a blood test or something like that. But the problem is that magnesium, because we need it and it's very protective, our bodies are very protective over it, it actually stores most of it in the bones. So 25% of our magnesium is actually found in our bones, and we can't actually go in and test that.
Also, remember, blood tests are just a moment in time.
Right.
It's not indicative of what's going on in your body over a process or a period of time. It's just one moment when they stick you.
Right.
So
it's really hard to detect the deficiency and how much we're deficient and all those things, which then leads to a population of people, like if they get tested and like, oh, you're fine, but they're really not. So that's a big issue. The other thing is that magnesium is absorbed in the small intestine. So there are lots of things that we do as a population of people that interfere with that absorption. One of the big ones is our processed food diet. I'm sure you guys love hearing about this, but inflammation in the body caused by processed food. It creates gut permeability. Sorry.
No, I wasn't.
Yeah, no, it's okay. It creates thoughts on health consequences of experience through the Jackson, we're talking about magnesium today. We'll get it. Maybe we can do a separate training on that, but I don't think we have time to go into that today. We'll circle back. Yes. But thank you for asking. But anyways, so that gut permeability is actually interferes with the absorption of that magnesium. Another thing is, like, if you're on a high zinc supplement, which I don't know if a lot of people are. But...
Well, I think a lot of people, one of the things, so there's a balance of magnesium and copper as well, right, in your system. So if a lot of people over the last couple of years...
I'm sorry, are we not spicy enough for you?
Sorry, Jackson. we will try to get spicy. I'm still trying to get comfortable with live, so like give me a minute, okay? So what I was saying is the magnesium copper balance, and people taking zinc, a lot of zinc over the last couple of years through the pandemic. It was kind of widely reported that, zinc is a big immune booster. However, some people have over supplemented, and so that does decrease the ability of your body to absorb and use the magnesium. So it's all a balance, and just have to be aware of maybe some of the things that you're doing that might deplete that. Yeah. Another small thing, and something we really can't do anything about, but it's an interesting fact, or maybe just to me, is that we used to have magnesium-rich soil, and so in past. I'm older, so I can talk about
How
this.
old?
I'm older, and older than you. But we used to but we used to have very rich soil, and just with our farming practices and things that have happened over time, we don't have that anymore. So we used to get it a lot if we were eating, eating farmed food, and eating vegetables and different things. So that's another reason why we're deficient now.
Yeah. Yeah, and we also have, it's okay. Why is that sorry?
I don't know.
It's a great piece of information. Now everyone's very concerned about the soil, which is awesome. So anyway, so decreased stomach acid from aging, from stress, and then also from medications. So people that have heartburn, we've been told to take things like Tums and Prilosec.
Calcium carbonate.
Yeah. And this actually decreases your stomach acid, which is not good. You need that in order to break down food, which also causes, then if it's not broken down properly, it causes the gut permeability and the inflammation and all the things. Mm-hmm. And we can't absorb the micronutrients that we need. So that is another reason. Another reason is our alcohol and caffeine consumption. Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to throw in another little known fact about caffeine.
Fun fact.
No, so decaf, like a lot of people you would think, I do drink decaf. You would not think so right now. But
this is why you drink decaf.
This is why I drink decaf. Yeah, I'm already here. Decaf coffee it still has a lot of caffeine in it if chemically processed. And so, if you're thinking that you want to cut down on your caffeine, and you still like the taste of coffee and you still want that ritual, look for Swiss water processed, because that actually is the only way that you can get, it's 90 something, I don't remember the exact 90 number, but 90 something % of the caffeine will come out of the coffee. So just another little fun fact.
Yeah, but the biggest thing is alcohol and caffeine, again, it increases our stress levels, it increases our cortisol production, it increases our inflammation. And basically when we're stressed, we pee magnesium out. Yeah. So that's part of the reason body tries to hold on to it, like we were talking about earlier, and stores it in the bones and places where we can't get to it, it's not readily available, but we do pee it out, and especially when we're stressed. Yeah. And then the last reason is pregnancy and birth. We are extremely depleted after we give birth and after we've been pregnant, and babies sucked all of these micronutrients out of us, and so that is another reason for our depletion. So as you can see, just like the culture that we live in, it makes sense now why 61% of us are depleted in magnesium, and why that's so important because of all of the things that we need it for, and especially for energy production and sleep and pain and muscle contractions. Those are the really big ones. Yep. So if you are a mom or a woman or a person that's just like so low in energy and can't do anything, like coffee doesn't work, and sleep, you always are waking up feeling exhausted, doesn't matter how much sleep you're getting, this is a really interesting micronutrient to actually take into consideration. One way to tell if you're deficient, there's a lot of different symptoms. what we'll do in our bio link and in the description for this live, we're going to put a link to a quiz. So you guys can actually take the quiz and start to tell if you're magnesium deficient, because really there isn't a whole lot of other ways to determine this, but by our symptoms. Like we were saying earlier, blood tests really don't do the trick.
No. There are a couple of tests. We use one, but there are a couple of tests out there that would give you a better picture of how your body is absorbing and using.
They are expensive, and
I'm just saying that they are out there.
So we will attach the quiz. You guys can feel free to take that. And then we also are going to give you guys some recommendations for supplements based on some of your symptoms. But the main symptoms we see in magnesium deficiency are going to be debilitating fatigue, muscle tension, agitation, poor sleep or waking up frequently from sleep, poor concentration, poor memory or fuzzy brain, and then your cognitive function. Like you today. No, I'm just kidding. So those are some of your symptoms. Again, take the quiz. You guys, there's a big question list. You can go through that.
It's not that big. Don't panic. It's, like 15-ish questions. So it's easy. Easy quiz.
So how do we get more magnesium into our diet? Or
can I go food?
Why don't you? Yeah. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's fine.
Well, the biggest way is through food. Obviously, we will talk about supplementation as well, because it's obviously needed sometimes in some situations, but food is our biggest way to get it. And some of the best foods that hold a lot of magnesium are going to be spinach. And the best way to eat spinach is to do it with balanced meals. So you're talking this where we're getting into our macros. But we want to incorporate proteins and fats when we eat spinach. So great to do like eggs in the morning with spinach, like cooked spinach, things like that. Smoothies, throw it in a smoothie. Make sure there's a protein source in your smoothie as well. Those are great ways to get some extra magnesium. Peanut butter or almond butter, and apples or celery.
Pumpkin seeds are my favorite. I put them on pretty much everything.
Pumpkin seeds, sesame seeds are another great source of magnesium. And then things that I don't personally like, but if you like them, these are great. Turnips, beets, Swiss chard, and
I just think Swiss chard is hard to cook. That's
yeah, it's not my favorite.
Yeah.
But those are some good alternatives.
And then limiting some of those things we talked about before. So the alcohol, caffeine, sugar, like keeping your blood sugar in balance.
Just because they robs the magnesium from your body.
Right.
Consider supplementation. But remember, guys, when we're talking about magnesium, there are so many different types. So you can't just go to the drugstore, wherever you be the supplement store. You can't go to Amazon.com and just type in magnesium. And where do people go for supplements? Yeah. Probably Amazon. But and just think I'm gonna get one and it's gonna chill me out, or it's gonna help my migraines or whatever. So there are specific types.
Also, just on the medical side, magnesium also can interfere with medications. So if you're on an antibiotic, for example, it can do some interference there. Or if you have any type of kidney issues, you just want to be working with someone that can help you determine, what the appropriate dosage and type of magnesium. But those are just two that come to mind. So
but on also quality.
Yeah, quality of supplements, which aren't we going to do a live soon?
Yeah, next Thursday.
A week from Thursday,
we're actually going to do a live about supplement quality and where to find good supplements and who to trust and who not to trust and why to trust them and all the good things, because we're sold a lot of crap. And a lot of it's marketing. We had a client that was sent us a supplement. It's all this marketing around absorption and all this cool stuff that they did, and it's all just
it's marketing.
It's just marketing.
Yeah.
So just to help you guys kind of weed through all the BS. But as far as good quality supplements, you want to give some of your brands that you go towards?
Thorn would be one. For straight up magnesium.
Yeah.
I actually will say Life Extension is another good one. And then there are some if you're looking for certain combinations, it's hard because it all depends on what combination I'm going to put in there.
What should they look for? What should they look for when you're buying?
Well, so here's the thing. A lot of a good quality supplement company, you will be able to find a lab report that would show the purity. Actually, are you getting what you're paying for? Is there really magnesium inside of that?
Sorry, it's showing my volume is. I'm just gonna mess with this.
Okay. Anyway, is it are you really getting what you're paying for? What's in that pill? And so if there's a company that you're purchasing from that will not provide that for you, or does not have that on their website or a link to find it, then I would maybe think again.
So some suggestions for different types of magnesium for different symptoms. So for relaxation, tightness, headaches, that like chill pill that we're talking about, or that pain blocker, you want to use, I'm terrible at pronouncing the names, so I'm going to default to you. I can spell them really well.
So glycinate is a good one.
Yeah.
If a headache is another good one you'll see people use is oxide, is another good magnesium for your headaches. I will tell you though, the best way to get magnesium into your body is topical, and a good way to do that is an Epsom salt bath. Nice soak. It's also very chilling. But if you're not a bath person, just a simple foot bath.
Yeah.
Just simple foot bath. Put some magnesium in some water. The thing about it
magnesium sulfate, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the specific type.
Salts. Epsom salts.
Salts.
Yeah. But get it as hot as you can, as hot as your feet can stand it, if you're going to just do the foot thing, because you really want to open up those pores and allow that magnesium to absorb. But and also there are topical magnesiums that you can get as well
for pain
relief.
Yeah. And then the attention deficit, the mood like agitation, those types of things, cognitive function. This is the magnesium I was talking about earlier.
So it's L-theanate.
L-theanate, but it's the one that improves memory and decreases brain age. And so
there's actually a fun study done. Sorry, another little fun fact. I have tons of them in my brain. There was
great trivia partner.
There was a fun study done that a professor at the college level gave L-theanine to his students before an exam, and found that the test results were better. So fun fact.
Yeah, and you already talked about pain and chronic fatigue. Magnesium malate is a great one for fatigue and for really tapping into your energy sources.
A good one for heart health.
Taurine and magnesium.
Yep.
And then our last one, which you might have heard magnesium is good for, and it is as a laxative. It's a really great natural laxative. So if you're having issues with constipation, or for our postpartum moms, if you're worried about that like first poop after giving birth, or postpartum, I guess they're pregnant now, but or if you're just like struggling with issues and for kids, you have to check on dosing for kids, but some kids struggle with like constipation, especially around potty training time, because they hold it in,
or their first days
of school. So this is magnesium citric acid, and that is
magnesium citrate.
Size.
Yeah.
It's okay. Sorry.
It's okay.
And now I lost my train of thought. But it's a natural laxative, and so it will definitely help. Take it the night before, and you'll be good to go.
But it's not a laxative like oh my god, I'm going to run to the toilet kind of thing. It's a very gentle way to support your bowels to do what they need to do. Eliminate.
Yeah. But that being said, this is why it's important to know which kind of magnesium you're taking for which symptom you're experiencing, because you don't want to go to like, I need a chill pill and then take the one that makes you poop. Like that's not super fun.
That would be a surprise. Unless the reason you need to chill is because you haven't pooped. So,
you can mix a few, I guess. But so that being said, that I hope you guys found this helpful. Yeah. And if you have any questions, we'll post this live up. Feel free to post your questions. We will always answer questions no matter what. You can DM us if you have any like specific questions you don't want to share on Instagram comments. But Thank you guys for joining.
Yeah, and look for that quiz just so you can kind of see, maybe you're thinking that might be you. So.
Yeah. And if you take the quiz and you're like, I don't know where to start, looks like I'm deficient, again, like pop us a message. We are here to help. So we hope you guys have a great week, and I'll post this up with the quiz link, and it's also going to be in our bio, so you can click the link in our bio. And we are going to do another training on Thursday. Hopefully,
she is. Well, I won't be there.
Another training on Thursday. We're going to do an interview with A-Dash, and for those of you that don't know who they are basically a company that combines adaptogens in with their coffee, and it's a lower caffeine coffee. So there's a fun twist to our health, so like healthy coffee. But they're amazing, so hopefully they'll get to talk to us on Thursday, and that is all we have. So
thank you for
joining.
Thanks for joining.